So let's talk about USPs. And a lot of people think of USP as something that doesn't work, isn't quite right, and makes it very difficult to actually work out what your USP is. So I'm going to tell you a way today that's going to help you truly understand your USP or truly find one if you don't have one inside your business. So a USP is very important because it's basically what can you uniquely guarantee to someone? What can you promise someone that nobody else can promise? Because I know USP stands for unique selling proposition, but in my mind and probably in your mind too, that's kind of hard to grasp what actually is a unique selling proposition. So let's talk you through a kind of quick process and a few questions you can ask yourself to make sure you found your true USP in your business. So what can you uniquely guarantee? And you can kind of work this out by answering these four questions yourself. So first of all, why should I listen to you? That's the first question. That's the main kind of question when it comes to this USP conversation. Why should I listen to you? Now, this could be for a number of different reasons, and you can kind of break this down into different business areas as well. So rather than just trying to think of why should I listen to you in the broad spectrum of your business, how about you think about it in these different areas, and then in one area you'll probably find where your USP lies. So the first area is service. So inside your service, what can you uniquely guarantee? Maybe you can guarantee that the person will actually get to deal with you rather than a customer support team, or they'll actually get live interaction with a support person rather than in England, rather than someone in a call center abroad. Something like this, service that you can guarantee, maybe 24-hour help. Something that nobody else can guarantee in your industry, but that's just one area you could find your USP. The next thing is the marketplace. So maybe you uniquely sell stuff to people that nobody else does. So the market where nobody else is actually selling things. So maybe you sell a fitness product to mums that are 6 months plus pregnant, because that's a very tricky area to deal with, but maybe you've been pregnant and you know that. Or maybe you sell things to kind of teach 15-year-olds. I mean, this is really hard to sell, but I'm just coming up with ideas. Teach 15 to 18-year-olds how to start a business. So whilst they're still at school, or their parents have to invest in it, I don't know. It could be a market where nobody else is actually in. So that could be another area you can find a USP. Third thing, maybe your product is where your USP lies. So maybe you can guarantee a result with your product that nobody else can promise. So maybe you can guarantee someone can drop 3 dress sizes in 3 months or something like this. It's great to be able to promise a result in a given time frame, because people don't really care about the features of your product. Everyone talks about features. Oh, this pen has a stainless steel nib. It's like, well, what does that do for me? Well, this pen will last for 10 years because of the stainless steel nib. Now that's a benefit. So what can you kind of guarantee with your product? What kind of result can you guarantee? Next up is an experience. Maybe you can promise a particular experience that nobody else can promise. So in the fitness sphere, that might be that I give you nutrition targets, but you get every single meal you eat delivered to your door, and a personal trainer will pick you up in a Range Rover and drive you to the gym and do your workout, or they'll come to your house. Something like that, something nobody else actually offers, that's way above and beyond anything else. So you can offer a unique experience. And then finally, you could offer a unique price. So that could be really low, or it could actually be really high. But obviously, if it's high, you have to offer the value with it. But you'll stand out with a premium price, and you stand out with a very low price like Poundland. And then the last kind of key questions are, why should I do business with you instead of anyone else? So kind of that could come back down to being the first sort of things: service, market, product, experience, or price. But why should I do business with you instead of anyone else, instead of any of your competitors? If you don't know the answer to this, you've got to really get clear on what your USP is. And then what can your product do for me that no other product can? So for example, Trinity, my fitness program that I do with Ben, we can train you on training, nutrition, and mindset all in one program, which no one else does. And we also can get you in great shape without any cardio exercise at all, which no one else really does. So they're 2 things. And then the last question is, what can you guarantee me that no one else can guarantee? So I got rudely interrupted by the timer on my phone, but I'm back. And the last question is, what can you guarantee that nobody else can guarantee? So this just could be another way of looking at your business. So Can you guarantee a result that nobody else can guarantee? So a much better result. Or can you guarantee the same result but in a much faster time frame than anybody else? Or can you deliver your product in a much faster time than anybody else? Like Amazon can now do 1 hour delivery and nobody else can really compete with that. That kind of thing can be a USP as well. So just ask yourself those questions, maybe write them down and write down some answers, and then you can get really clear on what your USP is currently, or you're going to realize, shit, I can't answer these questions. I can't answer any of them. And if you can't answer any of them, you don't have a USP, and that might well be the reason you're struggling to actually make progress with your business. You may be spinning your wheels, not actually getting anywhere, spending hours and hours working on it and kind of just praying for the next sale or the next customer, but not really having any momentum. And you can get a hell of a lot more momentum when your USP is clear to you, and then you can make it clear to your clients or your prospects. Because if your prospects can't see what your USP is, then they're not going to work it out because they can't actually understand why you're better than anyone else, so they'll go to someone else. So you need to have a great USP so people will want, what you offer right now, and they'll be happy to hand over money in return for that awesome guarantee, that awesome service, or whatever it is that you can provide. So have a think, write it down, and work out your USP.